Alright, so today I've reached 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for coming and subscribing to my channel. When I first started this channel back in 2011, I put a few repair videos out that I was just kind of just testing and, just throwing stuff out there for the sake of throwing stuff out there. I had no idea that I would actually start gaining a following, and I really didn't post too many videos too often, and I eventually, as things started to grow, I would put more content out, and if you've watched my videos, they've shifted between projects and repairs and all sorts of things, and that's the way I've kind of been going with this and keeping it alive, is just trying to do a variety of things, not just one thing. So I mean, if one thing can just if I keep doing the same thing, it might get boring. So if I throw different videos in there, tutorials, testing tutorials, projects, repairs, some electronic theory, and testing equipment, stuff like that. It might keep things a little bit more interesting for you guys, and I really appreciate you guys coming and watching. And there'll be a lot more to come as soon as I get some more projects and repairs on the bench here. I'll definitely get those out to you. So yeah, 2,000 subscribers, and not all 2,000 subscribers watch my videos. Obviously, I can tell by the analytics, and there's probably roughly a couple hundred at a time that will watch a video. So I may have some old subscribers that are not currently paying attention to my content anymore, and that's fine. I'm not really in this for the money. I just want to do this for the sake of doing this. It's my therapy. It just helps me, help you. So that's great. It's a small milestone, and I hope that more people come and watch, and maybe regain some of the people that subscribe to my channel that are not watching. They might not even have my content triggered to email them that there's new videos. They may have subscribed to me many years ago, and they just don't know about me because they just subscribed because they liked the video way back when, and now that they don't have their settings in their YouTube to notify them when a new video comes out. So if you like the content on the video, go to my channel and subscribe for notifications, so you can get notifications on my content when they released, and that'll get you up and over to my channel, and you can watch all the new videos. So all right, so I thought I would add a little bit of my work history and my education. Education wise, I've just completed high school, which was a technical high school, and I took 3.5 years of electronics and theory. In that school, I learned the basics of electronics, but the schooling was not that great. So 90% of my education that I have on this stuff is self-taught over the years and on-the-job experience. I have worked in semiconductor manufacturing facilities where we manufactured diodes for the military. I have worked on automation equipment. I've designed many used new electronics for used equipment, and programmed with Aris Logics and Allen Bradley processors. So Allen Bradley software packages, some DirectSoft, some of the older stuff from Koyo, I believe it is. That was back in the earlier days before that. So yeah, I've jumped, pretty much in my work history. I've always had the electronics background, but mostly been doing electrical. I actually worked as a journeyman for a few years, back in 2000, maybe 2001, 2003, somewhere in there. Before that, I actually worked at a TV VCR repair shop for a few years on weekends, and I think maybe on a few nights here and there, I would just go in and I'd have a stack of VCRs this high, and they'd just say, go, fix them up, and power supplies, belts, grease, oil, and cleaning heads, TVs, capacitors, horizontal outputs, stuff like that. So, and stereo systems. We did a lot of those too. Repairing output transistors, and some of the stuff you see me doing on my channel a lot, very similar stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of my work and education history. But so yeah, a lot of this stuff is self-taught. I basically doing what I'm doing now, showing you now. I've been doing this for years before it ever was on camera. I would always just sit myself down and just open books and read books before the internet really popped. You know, it was harder. You know, you couldn't really just, if you had a question, you just could not just find it. You'd have to hunt for it, you know, through books, and just to get one little answer that you needed. Now you can just Google it. You know, it's so much easier. So once the internet became more plentiful with information, it became a lot of things connected for me, and it made my life a lot easier, and things that I was lacking in. So, you know, I also worked in a lot of factories where you know, things were, where we manufactured products, and I would be the electrical maintenance person that would actually go around and repair all the, you know, the sensors and the, you know, the drives, the frequency drives, the VFD drives that would fail, wiring issues, high voltage 480 volt connections to machines. I would have to run new connections to machines, and a lot of debugging, you know, program debugging. Well, not so much programming debugging at that point, because everything was written from the manufacturer of the device, but I would actually have to hook up to the machine and, you know, do a lot of debugging to find out where the system is halted, and actually find out what sensor may have failed that caused the halt. You know, sometimes something would come in, and then it would, you know, it would just, the machine would just pause, and you just didn't know why, and you'd have to hook up the laptop, and you'd find in the logic, okay, it got to this point in the logic, but didn't see the, you know, the in-feed sensor or something like that. So I would have to, you know, confirm it that way, and then I would check the sensors, and so yeah, there was a lot of stuff like that. You know, a lot of conveyors, and you know, it was pretty interesting. Like I said, I mean, my jobs usually had lasted between anywhere from 3 to 5 years, and then the company would either fold and move to a different country or state, and I would have to be forced to, you know, get another job in another, you know, another place. So, you know, it's nothing. I've never been fired from a job. I've never been. I've only been laid off due to plant shutdowns. So I guess that's a good thing. I've always excelled in anything I've ever done. So, so that I consider myself, you know, fairly competent. So. No, so I hope that helps out, and you know, hope it gives you a little bit of information about me, and, you know, and where I come from. So. Alright, that's definitely going to be the end of this video. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video, and have a great night.